Check out this garbage in my neighbor's yard. That's poison ivy. My neighbor's like this little old lady. She's super nice. And she always has this really, really pretty yard with all pretty flowers and stuff. But she's like 75 billion years old. So I'm gonna try to help her and get rid of some of this poison ivy. This is the Bayer poison, which I put in a different bottle, and it looks like this. And this is the Roundup stuff, and its bottle looks like this. I want to see which one does better at killing this without killing the oriental grass next to it. The trick is with poison ivy, first of all, you don't want to touch it. Is you want to cut it down to where it's real short, but you still have leaves left for you to spray. Hold down some of this regular grass with this wood I brought, get Roundup on it. What'll happen, the poisonous weed will think the Roundup is water and drink it and die. I'm trying to not let it touch my arms. Maybe I should have wore long sleeves maybe? After this, I guess I'm gonna have to take a shower and pumice orange soap stuff. Get off me, poison ivy. You're the devil. Now this stuff I've sprayed with the Bayer, and this stuff I've sprayed with the Roundup. I'll check it in a couple of days and see what it looks like. All right, it's been 2 days since I sprayed. Check it out. Everywhere that I sprayed the Roundup, it's dead, but so is the oriental grass. And over here, where I sprayed the other stuff, it's still alive, but low. It's because I think I used the wrong bottle. The bottle was this stuff, which I have 2 of them low. I used one when I moved in because there was sawdust all over the ceiling in the basement and it got all moldy and I killed the mold. But I only needed 1 bottle and I ended up using one of these for poison and I forgot which one was which. So that teaches you peeps, mark your bottle. I marked it today because this one smells kind of stanky, like acrid. So maybe this is poison, and I've sprayed these again. So maybe give this a couple more days and see if they die without killing the oriental grass. There's also this poison ivy up here in the front of the house, and there's nothing fancy nearby that I have to be careful not spraying. So I'm gonna cut it short and spray it. See how that goes. I'm just gonna use this bottle. I got long sleeves on today, lol, because I got some poison ivy on my arms from last time. Lame. Oh, I hate how leather gloves just want to shrink and then stay shrunk. Burk, burk, burk. Burk, 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 burk. Can you hear that burk, burk dog? Burk, burking? I wonder why burk, burk dogs burk. They don't really, like, discourage you from being near the house. They're just annoying. Spray, spray, spray. I hate poison ivy. It's the devil. Die, devil, die. Die, die, die. Hey, other me. What's up? I got a bone to pick with you. My butt itches. Well, I'll scratch it. Well, stop scratching it. Well, it's itchy. It's itchy because of the poison ivy. Remember the other day when I said I was going to work on the neighbor's poison ivy? Mm-hmm. Well, it's my bad, but I wasn't wearing long sleeves, so I got poison ivy rash on this arm, okay? So every day I've been waking up with poison ivy rash in another place on my body. I know it's not me because I stay asleep. I'm asleep, I stay asleep. Well, one day I woke up and I had poison ivy on this ankle. And the next day, my calf had some. And then the next day, my inner thigh. And now it's all over my butt. Next thing you know, it'll be on my junk and stuff. You know, 90% of men, when they have an itch, it's their junk. Really? No, actually, I just made that number up. Okay, whatever, so what? What do you, how am I, are you waking up in the middle of the night and scratching myself? Yeah, I get up and do stuff. Is it, what? What are you doing in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping and the world's asleep and there's nothing going on? In the darkness, and the unknown things, protecting you from the unspeakables of the midnight times. Huh? Okay. All right, it's been 2 days since I sprayed these again, and it rained this morning. So I'm gonna show you what happens when it rains. These had the Roundup from about 6 days ago, maybe 5 days. I haven't been keeping track, lol. And this edge here is a little bit of Roundup and a little bit of Bayer. This is all the Bayer that I went back and sprayed. And there's only a few brown spots because it rained this morning. And totally undermines my work. Here's the ones in the front. How you see how they're wilted, but they're not fully dying like the other Roundup ones in the back did a couple days after I sprayed them. And again, that's because of the rain. So I'm gonna spray them again. The front ones are gonna get the Roundup, and the ones in the back are gonna get the Bayer. And I did check the weather, lol. You guys should do that if you're gonna try to spray some evil demon plants. Check the weather to make sure it's gonna be sunny for a few days. So I wanted to make white chocolate / chocolate chip cheesecake. I went to check my eggs. I didn't have enough. And then I got an idea. In order to make it white chocolate, you have to add cacao butter, which is a liquid, which is a butter. It's going to make your cheesecake too runny. So you don't need that many eggs anyway. Yeah, like I said, I got the idea. That was my idea, actually. You don't give me enough credit. Give myself enough credit, because you're me, and you're also me. You and me together, we make the great meanness. So what I'm using to melt the cacao butter is what's called a double boiler. And you just take whatever bowl you like mixing things in and find a pan that it'll fit in. It doesn't have to be any particular size, as long as bottom part is a little bit bigger than this. Well, middle part, you know what I mean. So it doesn't fall in. And you just put some water in there. And you put it on high until it starts to boil, and then you can turn it down to medium high. And you just want to stir this. Maybe put some vanilla in there, a pinch of salt or whatever. And that's about it. If you're making actual like chocolate candy, I recommend you get sunflower lecithin, which is a emulsifier, a natural one. I don't really need it today because I'm not making chocolate candies, but all you would need is like a drop of this. You need like a ratio of 1 to 1,000 of liquid that you're mixing it into. So I just dipped in the tip of a chopstick. And here's the Lily's chocolate chips. Amazon also has that, but it's cheaper on this website that I buy it at called Thrive Market. The problem with Thrive Market is that you need a membership, which costs money, like an annual fee. You see, sugars is less than 0 because it has no sugar. It's got erythritol. And look, sunflower lecithin, what we spoke about a moment ago, and stevia extract. Yummy deliciousness, obviously, because I already ate half of the bag when I opened it, lol. It's hard to resist that stuff. So this is what the cacao butter looks like when it's about halfway melted. And you just give it a quick stir like this every now and then, and that's about it. And I am going to go ahead, I decided I'm going to go ahead and put some of this in there so you can see what that looks like. Turn this down a little bit. Grab a chopstick. There's a tiny drop. I don't know if you can even see it. I can't even see it anymore. That's it. That's all you need. Now I do have to clear off a spot because it's done already. There's a tiny piece in there still not melted yet because chocolate has to do a thing where it settles down and gets to room temperature before you can use it. It's easy. It's just a couple steps to remember, that's all. And once this gets to room temperature, I can mix it in with my cheesecake batter, so I can go ahead and mix all those other ingredients right now. Go in there. It's so heavy. It's so much goodness. It's such a thick thing. I think it would be more runny because of the white chocolate, but it's not. It's just interesting. It's a very nice creamy consistency, like pudding. Considering I didn't want my chocolate chips mixed all the way in, I wanted them kind of like falling inside. Also, I made a dark chocolate crust and I had too much, about a 1/4 cup extra batter, and I made these cookies. But let's see what happens when I put the chocolate chips in there. Now, if this were super liquidy, you would just have to like give it a good jiggle to make them fall in. Smack, 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 smack. Smack, 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 smack. Smack, 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 smack. Ow. Get off of the thing, cookies. I need to do another thing with the thing. Will this fit? Yeah, sweet. This is because there's butter in this. Cacao butter, which is a vegetable butter. Some of it, like about an ounce or so, is going to leak out. And you don't want that to drip in the oven, because that's gross. Whoop. Whoop. Alright, so this is not cooking as well as a normal cheesecake would. And I don't know much about the chemistry of baking, but maybe it's because I left an egg out. I put this tent on it to keep it from burning as much as it normally would. Come away, tent. It looks like a freaking chocolate chip cookie, but it's still got a lot of jiggle, and it's still pretty moist. Hot. Hot. Ow. I'm taking this out because I'm afraid I'm going to burn it. We're going to find out tomorrow how delicious it is. Alright, this is our first time using a bunch of hot sauces that we got at K-John's at the North Market. Charlie's idea was to get some low-carb wraps.
So we could have some delicious chicken wraps or something.
Yeah, we're going to have those tomorrow or the next day.
Something. I don't know what type of vegetables.
Spinach is good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not having iceberg lettuce. That's garbage.
Mm-hmm. Too many carbs and not enough fiber.
Oh, is there carbs in it?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
All vegetables have carbs.
Oh.
This is scrambled eggs right now.
That really cancels out the hot sauce.
Did you watch my whole video this morning? The one about George Floyd and racism?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Parents are supposed to talk to their kids about it.
And don't expect me to upload a video about it. I really don't want to.
In my video, I
like what he said at the end of the video, that's what would probably happen.
What?
Like, it makes you emotional.
Yeah, if you made a video, you'd probably get emotional. Why do you think you would get emotional?
For reasons.
For reasons. So in my video, I talked about the first time I saw it and the second time I saw racism. Have you ever seen it?
No.
Before George Floyd?
Not really.
Maybe you're fortunate. I know your mom is not racist. She didn't act racist at all ever when I was with her. Neither did her parents.
Like, I've heard about it before. I've, like, seen people talk about it before, but I haven't experienced it.
Oh.
Like, I know what it is, but I'm lucky that I didn't have to experience anything like that.
First time it happens is very weird. Whether it's happening to you or you're seeing it happen to someone else, you're like, that escalated quickly. Or, why is she doing that? This one guy on YouTube, he says people with their negative energy are like Karens. Have you heard of that term?
Yeah.
Talk about this one Karen who called the cops on a black guy because he asked her to put a leash on her dog in public because they were in a park and the sign of the park said...
If it's a woman, call her the Karen. If it's a man, call it a Kyle.
Really?
Yeah. That's the, like...
That's the thing?
Yeah, it's the term.
Anyways, there was a sign at the park that said all dogs got to be on a leash. So he's like, can you please put your dog on a leash? She called the cops on him.
What?
The guy mentioned in the video that when he heard about this, he was like, that was a Karen. And if you've got Karen energy, you should focus that on stopping racism, not starting it. I met Karens. If you ever work in retail, you're bound to meet at least one a day. It's a systemic problem in this country.
It's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. It's the real human malware. So let's see how Charlie likes this white chocolate chip cheesecake I made a few days ago. So this crust has cocoa powder in it. Does the crust taste better than regular cheesecake crust?
I don't know.
Because you don't eat cheesecake, right?
It's usually not this prevalent, though.
Puzzling?
Prevalent.
That was a good miss here then. Usually not what?
Usually like half the size. This is a really fat crust.
Well, that's not the crust. That's just where it cooks against the side.
Oh. That's what I call it.
They normally chop that off, put a thin layer of a special kind of frosting on it.
And make it tastier.
I know how to make that frosting. I'm just like, nah.
I don't want to like chop it.
Yeah, I don't want to chop it. Cheesecake chunks that I eat by themselves.
This chocolate stuff is so good.
Yeah, it's got Lily's chocolate chips in it, and it's got a quarter cup of cacao butter in the filling, and cocoa powder in the crust. Check out these 3 different sized cats. They all run away because they're strays. Strays run away from people. My theory is because most humans like scare them. But this little one, she's not afraid of me. She or he, I don't know. I didn't check. This one had an infection, had all kinds of icky gunk on its eyes. I took it inside and cleaned it out. I think it wasn't afraid of me because it didn't meet humans until me. I didn't do anything to hurt it. So, it's been a week and a half since I initially started messing around with this poison ivy. And look, the Roundup just keeps spreading and killing more and more things. The bear barely kills anything. You can see the leaves are starting to get brown. And there's a couple spots where I sprayed a tiny bit of Roundup over here. And you can see what it did. Totally killed whatever's in there. And over there, it's the same story. So I'm going to check the weather forecast and maybe cut this stuff down further and spray it again, because with this one, it's just tiny little dead spots on it. Let's check the front. Meow. Hi, little one. I wonder if it's going to be blind. A little blind kitty. It's possible. I think this devil weed has seen its day. And I got a tiny bit on these other plants, but they're going to live. They're going to survive. I didn't put enough on them to kill the root, but the poison ivy is going to be gone for good. Here's a tiny bit that was behind the tree, all wilted in its death sprawls. Hello, kitten. Where you going? Can you see me? I know you can hear me. You want to go around? Show the camera your butt. It seems to be basic instinct built into all kittens. Oh, there's the camera. I have to go at a lateral motion and flank the camera, turn around, and perch my butt in the air. And then walk away. That's it for this video. Do these goggles make me look like a crazy person? Or maybe a mad scientist? Or a crazy mad scientist person? I was just mowing the lawn. Just realized I still had them on. Here's my lawn. You get to look at my lawn. I want to close out this video with a shot of my weed eater lawnmower abomination. It defies science, but it should not be destroyed because I'm poor people.